Tweaker Kid 98 here, and today I'm going to be talking about my stance on preset transitions. Now, if you have no idea what a preset transition is, well, it's a transition from one area to another, but usually preset means where it goes, how it happens, it's all done by the people who make the editing software that you're using. Why am I talking about this? Well, because I have been using specifically VideoPad for up to over 5 years, and ever since then I have pretty much never ever used any of those transitions. So pretty much every effect that you've seen in my videos, from the squashing and stretching, you know, the one like in a Skelly Celeste where I did this with my face cam and it's like slammed down, that was all me. That was not a preset transition. That wasn't just something I went into VideoPad and went, hey yeah, let's use that. That was something that I specifically did with the stretching and the motion tool. Freddy in Space 2, which by the way took me 10 hours to edit and it did terribly, so go over and watch that. What if I told you that this was made by Scott Cawthon?
Oh. We are detecting some sort of mechanical monstrosity deep in the mine. Be careful. Be sure to check for rocks that you can blast out.
Bootleg Metroid sounds? Okay. Oh, hi Lolbit.
Oh, hi Mark.
Hey Lolbit, do you have any help for me? That'd be nice.
No.
Yeah. No. Okay, well I don't think we're getting encoder overloaded, but but the intro I did, all those effects, all those like saturation, discoloration, all of that, I did that all myself. Now, what is my stance on preset transitions? If, for example, anyone watching this video, which is probably nobody, if any of you are video editors and you use preset transitions for, like, you know, fading from scene to scene because you don't know how to do it yourself, or say for example like a scene like, oh, I'm just gonna go whee and then come back. Now obviously I did that myself. I didn't use a preset transition for that. Some people might not know how to do that, so they might find a preset transition of that happening. Now my stance on it is, personally, I'm not shaming you. If anyone here uses preset transitions, I do not want to shame you. I am not shaming you. But for the past 5 years I've been using this one specific version of VideoPad. Yes, I know there's been many different versions of it since then. Seriously, the version that I use is like 5 years out of date. It's way out of date, but I've become so used to it that even though the newer versions actually have better things in it, it's like there's more transitions, I think, more effects, even like a preset shake tool. But again, that feels lazy. Like every single shake I do, like if I go that's me. I did that with the motion tool. Now, the reason I don't use transitions is because, to me personally, again, not shaming, they just feel lazy. Like, for example, there's like a transition in VideoPad or pretty much any editing software where you can just fade out from one to another. Personally, I like to do fades myself. I just get what is referred to as a blank, which is one of these. Yeah, I know it's just a block of colour, but that's literally what a blank is. I use one of these of pretty much any colour. Usually I use black, and then I just fade it out and then fade it back in to something else. Easy to do. Sometimes I even go as far as to actually edit the footage itself, not just add a blank over it. Sometimes I actually edit the footage itself with the brightness. Some people might just go into it and just use a transition. Problem with that is, personally to me, again, it feels easy to do, it feels lazy, doesn't really feel like I've done anything, it just feels like I've slapped something together. Thing is, today I was actually looking in VideoPad and found some interesting transitions that are legitimately impossible for me to do without like green screening and everything. I'll show a few now. How about this? I'll just transition to other scenes with those are just a few examples of the transitions. Now, those ones are interesting looking, but I really legitimately wish that they were just effects that I could scale myself, because currently with those effects, like, I really feel like I would only use them if I really had to. But even then, with, like, you know, all those effects where it's like, oh, the monitor, not monitor, the projector, like the projector burns out, like I could use this effect, for example, I could use this effect to have that. But personally, I would feel more comfortable just downloading a green screen and putting that over it. In the 5 years that I've used VideoPad, never ever used a single preset effect. Everything that you've seen me do is completely by hand. But again, to me personally, when someone uses a preset transition like the shatter effect or something, yeah, sure, it looks interesting, but it feels like you just put it in Windows Movie Maker and just went, hey, yeah, let's just add an effect here. And as I said, even with the new version of VideoPad, the newer version, there's like a preset shake effect. That preset effect literally just adds a shake. That's why I don't like using them, because a lot of them, as I said, I can just do them myself. Or anyone with an editing software, anyone with the most basic knowledge can do any of this. Problem is the fact that there's so many effects, like, say for example you want to do like a, oh, I'll do like a split screen kind of thing and make, like I'll do something like this. Yeah, something like that. So that's why for the past 5 years, I pretty much never used preset effects. In fact, I think the only time I ever used preset effects were back in like 2012, early 2013, back when I used to make those like really terrible Windows Movie Maker tier goddamn picture compilations, which, because back in 2013 pretty much everyone was making them. If you weren't a gaming channel, and chances are you were making one of those like Windows Movie Maker, just getting the stock music, even if it isn't stock and it's very copyright, you can't monetize it. But anyway, yeah, that's my stance on preset transitions and why I don't really feel comfortable using them. But obviously, if anyone likes any of the effects shown on screen and think, hey, maybe they'd be interesting, any of these that look interesting at all and might work in a video, tell me. But obviously, chances are, even if you like them, I might not use them. But yeah, I'm not really interested in using preset effects. That's the thing. And I used this video, and I made this video just because I found those effects and they looked interesting, but I didn't want to use them because it's just... So anyway, I've been your host, PikaKinene. This has been PikaKinene Chat, and you've all been fantastic. So until the next video, I say bye bye.